Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. So we're about 1 month into the NBA season. So we got a Bleacher report grading every top 2020 NBA rookies 1 month into the season, man. So I'm going to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on these rookies as we go through it. Let me know in the comment section below, guys, how are the rookies on your team doing? You can do your favorite one, the best one, or just say how every single one of them is doing in the comment section below. Also, speaking of 1 month, over on my main channel, Crispy Flakes, yesterday I did do it was like an hour-long podcast of me pretty much breaking down every single team and giving my analysis 1 month into the season. So if you guys are interested in that, that's over on the main channel, Crispy Flakes with a K, man. With a K. Okay, yeah, here we go. Also, tonight, at some point, I do plan on reacting to Kyrie Irving's debut with the Brooklyn Nets. Well, not his debut, but, debut with James Harden. So, yeah, that should be interesting, assuming it's not like a blowout. If it's like a boring blowout, then I probably won't. But, yeah, just let you guys know. Okay, so the first one we have is Cole Anthony of the Orlando Magic. In my opinion, he's been like a solid, like, B. I mean, he hasn't been like LaMelo or anything like that, but he's been like a solid B. He is the rookie they needed this season. I was a little questionable about him going into the season, about the draft pick, just because like 30 and Markelle Fultz, but obviously Markel's out again with a torn ACL, and Cole Anthony is kind of like relishing in the moment. Bleacher report said C+. Okay, I mean, maybe he's having like efficiency issues, which is fine. I mean, he's a rookie point guard that is being told to do a lot bigger role than what he probably expected going into the season. Here we got Denny Avila, who was, of course, the 9th pick of the Washington Wizards. So, in my opinion, him as a player, I think he's fine. I'm going to say him as a player is like a C. But him being coached, Scott Brooks, and what he's doing with Denny is like an F-. Like, the way that Denny is being treated, they're treating him like a spot-up shooter, is kind of similar to how Dario Saric has been treated throughout his entire NBA career, as like a spot-up shooter. Dario Saric, actually, before he was drafted, he was like a primary ball handler when he played overseas and stuff, and Denny needs to be utilized the same way. Like I get that Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook are on this team, but Russell's injured, and Bradley Beal needs help, so run something through Denny. And that's, get him to the basket and stuff, open up the offense for him, and that's going to open up the offense for other guys on the team. So I feel like the way he's been utilized has been like an F-. And they gave him a B+. Okay, yeah, like spot up 39%. I mean, yeah, he's doing that well, which is why I gave him a C. But the reason I'm giving him that is because I feel like there's so much more he can be doing, but that's not really his fault either. Next up, we got LaMelo Ball, A+++++. Like, this one's easy. You got an A-. Okay, I mean, I guess maybe he had like some efficiency issues to start off, and there's still certain aspects of his game that he's going to polish out. But early on, in like the first 13 games or whatever it's been, I mean, what more could you really ask for? Like, he's still a rookie. He's still one of the youngest guys in the NBA. And just the flashes of brilliance as we have seen is the reason why I give him an A+. So, but yeah, he still has things to work on, like every single rookie will for the next few years. Next up, we got Desmond Bane. So this is somebody that I personally wanted the Pistons to draft. Like, I really liked him in college and stuff. I think he's going to be, I don't want to say like an all-star player, but I think Desmond Bane's going to be a really solid, like an Evan Fournier type, where he's just going to go out there and put up solid, efficient numbers every single night. That's why I see him throughout his career. But obviously he's played a bigger role for the Memphis Grizzlies due to some of the injury stuff they've had going on. But I think he's been pretty good as far as just like a three-point shooter and just kind of being a reliable, at least role piece right now. So I think for that, being the 30th pick, you got to give him at least like a B- or a B. Just based off what his role is, right? Like if he was playing like a superstar rookie of the year, then obviously it'd be higher. But like, yeah, like a B- or B, I think is good, which they give him a B+. All right, next up we got Saddiq Bey. So this is the chosen one, man, that was traded for my boy Luke Kennard. So Luke Kennard was traded for the Clippers for the draft pick that got us Saddiq Bey. And honestly speaking, as much as I liked Luke Kennard, Saddiq Bey is making that pain go away. Like, I love watching this kid play. He's like 6'8", 6'9", has a beautiful shooting touch. I think throughout like his first like 10 or something games in the NBA, he was like top in three-point shooting and one of the best all-time early on in rookies shooting three-point shots and stuff, man. He's been really nice. I do think Dwayne Case needs to play him a little bit more, but he doesn't always start, but he does close out a lot of games too. So Saddiq Bey's been a lot of fun, man. I got to give him an A. I mean, literally for what he is. And I think he was recruited as like, I'm pretty sure he was like the top small forward, wasn't he? In college. I could be wrong about that, but love everything about him. I hope he's around, for many, many years on the Detroit Pistons, and they gave him a B, especially with the fact that Killian Hayes, injury and was disappointing before that. I mean, I know he's a 19-year-old point guard and stuff, and Isaiah Stewart's been cool too, though, man. But yeah, B, that's fine. Next up, we got Anthony Edwards. Okay, so Edwards has shown really good signs at certain points. And then other times it looks like, well, he's a rookie shooting guard. But typically when you have that first pick in the draft, you really hope that guy has an immediate impact. In some games, Edwards is pretty good. Other games, not so well. I'm going to say, expectations. You expect a guy like this being drafted first to be like an A+. I'm going to say like a B minus. He's shown really good things, but probably could be doing a little bit more too. And they're going to give him a B minus. Yeah, that feels about right. No issues with that one whatsoever. Next up, we got Tyrese Haliburton, man. Okay, so Tyrese looks like he's going to be the guy that a few years down the road, people are going to say, hey, Pistons, you guys screwed up again, bro. You drafted Tyrese Haliburton, or you could have drafted Tyrese, but you got Killian Hayes instead. When in reality, there's a lot of teams that pass up on good players, but the Pistons really get pointed out for it. And for good reason. They've been bad at drafting over the past decade. Really even longer than that, man. I mean, the only memorable draft pick we've had that's been solid was Andre Drummond. And before that, Tayshaun Prince, I think. I don't know, man. But regardless, Tyrese Haliburton, A-, A+. He's shown that he can be a big part of the future of the Sacramento Kings and a guy that you can play alongside De'Aaron Fox. I know he's listed as a point guard, but Tyrese can play both positions. He has the height, he has the athleticism, the IQ to really play any of those spots. So yeah, he's been good. You almost say maybe Tyreke Evans-esque. Remember Tyreke on the Kings of back in the day? Almost kind of like that. And yes, A+. I agree with that 1,000,000,000%. Next up, we got Theo Maledon. So I have not watched a lot of OKC Thunder basketball, but I will say every now and then I do check out the box score and stuff, and I always see him averaging 7, 8 points, 3 or 4 assists, which is really goes to show that maybe potential in the future as a starting point guard. Maybe never the top starting point guard, but just a good guy in the NBA, or at least a really good career as a backup, which is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. There's guys that make their living as a backup point guard, and it's really good to see. But no, man, so at the 34th pick, being a second rounder, I mean, for a team that already has so many assets as is, just nailing these draft picks like this, the Thunder just always seem to draft really well out there, man. So yeah, I'm going to say just based off what I've seen and the role he plays, a B minus, that's fine. Tyrese Maxey. Okay, so Tyrese Maxey has been a very, very interesting player. I'm really happy that the 76ers did not trade him and Ben Simmons over for James Harden. I mean, yes, James Harden and Joel Embiid would have been beastly, but Tyrese looks like he has a future as a dynamic scoring point guard in the NBA. I know it says he's listed as shooting guard, but I don't know, man. I see him more as a point guard. Really a combo guard. You might say a Jamal Murray type of player. Can play either position, but it is nice that he can play both because he can play alongside Ben Simmons and stuff. But even if you want to list Tyrese at point guard, Seth at the 2 spot, Tobias at the 3, and go with Ben Simmons at the 4, that would even be a little interesting too at times. But yeah, man, he's been a lot of fun to watch. I know he had that 33-point game, or was it 37 points, something like that, about a week or so ago. That they only did have 7 players, but still, he put up the numbers. He still dropped the basketball in the bucket, which is important no matter how many guys are playing. So I'm going to say, based off being the 21st pick, he has been, I'm going to say an A-. He's been nice, man. And they're going to say an A. Okay, an A. That is completely fine, too. No issues with that. All right, next up, we got Isaac Okoro. So, fantastic in preseason, was looking like the damn steal of the draft, even saying that at the 5th pick. He was looking really good, he should have been drafted damn top 3 or something. Going into the season, I believe he had some injury issues early on, some efficiency issues. As of late, from what I've been kind of seeing with him, he's still been that defensive specialist beast that he was in college. And I think the offense, still needs to come along a bit and everything like that, but we all know the potential for that to be there is. So I will say, looking at he wasn't preseason, he's not been as good as preseason Isaac Okoro was, but he's still been a good player, and I think the things that he was drafted to do well, he's still been doing well. I will probably say a B. I think a B is good, room to grow as a player, but also it's it could be worse. B+, yeah, that's completely fine. All right, next up we got Payton Pritchard, 26 pick, A+. Damn, because the Celtics, I think going back to last year, they had Brad Wanamaker as their backup point guard. And just even at times last year, it's the issue was the team's depth at times. There's man, we need a little bit of that scoring punch, and Payton has been that for the Celtics, man. Especially a team, last I checked, was first in the Eastern Conference. I know that's still the case at the making of this video, but yeah, man, he's been so good. And a team that's had injury issues and COVID protocol, all that stuff, man. Payton's been able to go out there and just help keep this team. Kemba Walker being out, Jason Tatum at times. He's kept this team clear. path and concise. And for the 26th pick, A+. A? I mean, yeah, A's fine too. I'm going to say A+. All right, next we got Jae'Sean Tate for the Houston Rockets. So the Houston Rockets have been one of those teams that have had a ton of drama and injury issues this season and guys being out for a multitude of reasons. Not going to lie, I have not really watched a lot of Jae'Sean Tate. It looks like he can play 4 positions, and he was undrafted. I know he started at times for this team. I'm going to guess he's probably one of those guys that just goes out there and, does a little bit of everything for the team. So the fact that he's undrafted and can be a starter or even a really good rotational piece, you got to give him an A just for that. And a B+. Okay, that's fine. So obviously he's a guy that probably can improve in certain aspects of his game. All right, next up we got Patrick Williams, who was the 4th pick in the draft, was scrutinized for it. I didn't think it was a big deal. It's who the Bulls wanted. I've seen certain games where Patrick's looked really good, other games where he definitely just looks like a rookie. I do think, over the course of the next few seasons, he will figure things out and end up being one of the better small forwards in the NBA. I personally kind of like him at that power forward spot, but you got to understand, too, with having Lauri Markkanen and Wendell Carter on the team, like he has to play the position that's available for him, so that's the small forward spot. But, yeah, man, I see a lot of good scoring potential with him, and I think as of right now, like a B- or a B. I think that's kind of fair to say, and they're going to say an A. Okay, well, how has he been defensively, man? I guess I'll read this, He's earning extended time with shooting and energy. He has hit 14 of his first 28 threes. Okay. Flashes of versatility, power, and effort were expected. Defensively is, okay, so I guess he's been a lot better than I gave him credit for, so my apologies for that. Completed at a high level while guarding the NBA's biggest star. I do know the Bulls have been in a tear as of late, at least last time I checked, so... All right, looks like he's been better than advertised over for the Bulls, and maybe that management knew something that everybody else didn't when drafting him. All righty, number 3 in minutes, too. Wow, crazy. Good for him, man. Okay, next up we got James Wiseman. Watching the Warriors and stuff, there's times where James Wiseman looks like a guy whose skill set just kind of fits in with the Warriors' style of offense. It's other times where he looks like a guy that wants to do more, but also is maybe a little bit timid at times to do so, which is something that really he has to break out of over the course of the next few seasons. He's looked really good at times though, man. I'm gonna say like a B-, and I think it's just the confidence that's keeping him from being like that B+, A- tier. So they're gonna say a B+. Okay, I mean that's fine. I still kind of with what I was saying out there. We got low minute rookies, so we got Precious Achiuwa at a B+. Yeah, he just looks like a guy that just fits in with the Miami Heat. We got Isaiah Joe, B+. Don't know much about his game, not going to lie. Averaging 1.9 threes in 19 minutes. That's really good. We got Aleksej Pakasuvicki as a D. I remember watching him play, and I didn't really see him do much of anything at all. So, yeah, Emmanuel quickly A-. He's been really good for the Knicks. I think a future starting point guard for that team, Isaiah Stewart, B. Yes, hell of a rebounder, man. This guy's a B-status rebounder. Xavier Tillman on the Memphis Grizzlies at a B+. Not really watching him at all. Devin Vassell as a B. Yeah, looks like that Mikal Bridges type that we all kind of thought he would be when he was drafted. And that's it for them, man. So, yeah, I think it's been a nice, cream of the crop of rookies this season. It's been a lot of fun watching them early on. Going to have a lot of fun continuing to see how they grow. That's all we got for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out, my friends.